bitterest battle for a beachhead since D-Day brings victory here for the Allies at Westkapelle. These are British Marine commandos storming one side of Walcheren Island as another force of commandos assaults Flushing. Bad weather had grounded air support. Under fierce German fire, the troops slogged through water and mud. Taking Westkapelle and 3,000 yards of beach, the commandos turned toward Middelburg. The sea becomes a weapon for the Allies. To prevent the enemy from drowning the commandos, Allied bombers had breached the Walcheren dikes earlier. The flood now serves to isolate the enemy garrison at Middelburg. 2,000 prisoners surrender to the combined British and Canadian forces. On their way out of Middelburg, the prisoners have to be ferried over the flood. And here is the garrison commander, Lieutenant General Daza. Expecting to hold out all winter, he cried in captivity. His fate foretells the end of all Nazi conquest throughout Europe. This is a war of the skies, and General Eisenhower honors 3 chiefs of the Allied air front. General Toohey Spots is American. At special ceremonies behind the lines, the Commander-in-Chief pays tribute to the role of airmen in modern warfare. He confers U.S. Legion of Merit awards on 2 British air chiefs, Ginger Harris, head of Bomber Command, and Air Chief Marshal Lee Mallory. General Spots receives the Oak Leaf Cluster. Another capital is liberated, Bucharest, capital of Romania. With the Germans gone, the period of enforced slavery is at an end, and the people eagerly await the arrival of the liberating Russian army. There is great rejoicing on the day it is learned that the Soviet forces are about to enter the gates of the city. By the hundreds of thousands, people line the streets and cheer as the forces of the Red Army sweep through Bucharest. Since the great day of the liberation of Bucharest, great things have happened in Southeast Europe. The Russians have gone through Romania into Hungary, and on all fronts in Europe, the Allied ring of steel has tightened round Hitler's shrinking fortress. Somewhere in Italy, trucks roll in with supplies for partisan forces in the Balkans. Here, at a secret airport, American and British forces are cooperating with Yugoslav guerrillas to maintain this efficient and vital supply line. The men pack the supplies into specially designed containers and load them into the planes. American Dakota planes ferry the supplies over the Balkan mountains in regular shuttle service. Wounded Yugoslav partisans will be the return load on the Dakota planes. Somewhere in Yugoslavia, the planes land. Quickly unloaded, the vital supplies are piled up for distribution to partisan hideouts. Youngsters, as well as grown men and women, some of them tortured by the Nazis to give information, will get good medical care in hospitals behind the Italian front. Gentle hands help them now. This airfield is on the island of Vis, near the Yugoslav coast. Here, guerrilla battalions are trained. In the partisan forces, young girls fight beside their men. Local guerrillas have harassed the enemy behind the lines, striking from secret headquarters in the Balkan Hills. General Tito visits the island. President Ribar, Yugoslav parliamentary leader, welcomes the partisan chief. Tito and the British official symbolize the cooperation between fighting forces of freedom everywhere.